All right, so I'd wanted to come from the new set area, but as you can see, I really haven't decided on any one particular look at this point. Maybe it'll just stay this basic for now. I needed to get this out because we, as YouTubers, are again facing a fair use lawsuit. Akkad, runner of a now dead channel, has sued someone for using one of her videos, claiming it was not fair use, when in fact, of course it was, in the way that H3 used somebody else's content to provide a point. Sargon of Akkad did the exact same thing. He took two contradicting points of this particular person, mashed them together, and then used the title to prove his point, to let everyone know that it was transformative. And there isn't anyone on the planet who believes, other than Akkad and perhaps her lawyer, that Sargon's video encroached any of her market at all, that took any of her income away. Yet she has sued the man for $150,000. This is on top of, as he told us today, already investing more than $30,000 in lawyer fees. These spurious lawsuits are absolutely ridiculous, and there's no more secure way to never be welcome on YouTube again than abusing fair use or suing another YouTuber. This is how we all make our livings. This is a sacred sort of thing, in my opinion. This is something that you don't generally do. This is something that the space that I'm a part of really never does. And until recently, apparently, we've seen some other people issuing copyright takedowns. It's just something that you don't do. But regardless of that, Carl and his family now have been in this lawsuit for several months and have spent a ton of money.
Am I aware that Sargon has a family? Yeah. Also, I don't care.
And he put out a video today letting everyone know that he would be doing a GoFundMe. And I thought I would do this video to add some context, to let people know that he's serious about really being at kind of his last straw. For months, he had been sharing with some of his friends, myself included, what this lawsuit was really costing him. And he would at times give us vague updates, but because it's a lawsuit, he really hasn't been able to share many specifics. The one specific he has shared is the amount of money that it's costing him and the financial stress that it's putting on his family that really isn't involved in this internet stuff.
They're not my kids.
He's got a child to take care of, a child that Akkad doesn't care about. She just wants that money. Give me that money. And for somebody that has abandoned their YouTube channel and uploads a video that gets 5,000 to 10,000 views every couple of months these days, I find it hard to believe that this lawsuit is in good faith. It seems curious the timing when the lawsuit got brought up was just about the time her channel had died, along with a lot of the other kind of feminist baity YouTubers that were on the rise 2 years ago, roughly. So it's awfully convenient that the time she chooses to sue him for, again, $150,000 is really a little convenient, really activates the almond joys. So he's put up a GoFundMe, I think, against, how do I say this? Many times over the past several months, we've tried to implore him to do this. After him letting us know what the kind of stress that this lawsuit was putting on him and how big the bills were getting. And he never wanted to do it. He never wanted to crowdfund this sort of thing. He wanted to pay for it himself. He is a man of honor, in my opinion. Regardless of what you might agree or disagree with in terms of his opinions, he's a man of honor. He didn't want to have to crowdfund this. So I wanted to do this video to at least let people know, from somebody who knows him at least fairly well, that I don't think him having to put his hand up was an easy thing for him to do. And I've actually implored him to first, of course, win the lawsuit, which several law commentators on YouTube, lawyers, believe he will, but that won't come without great personal expense, somewhere between, well, clearly at least $30,000 and maybe $50,000. The reason this is important, the reason this lawsuit is important to not simply settle is because of the precedent it sets. We cannot allow ourselves as content creators and viewers of that content to let those content creators be bullied by what essentially boils down to being butthurt. It is my opinion that she is simply butthurt that he made fun of her and he exposed hypocrisy. It absolutely has nothing to do with him making money off her content or any of this stuff. Of course, it has nothing to do with that. It's exclusively about hurt feelings and apparently her seeing an opportunity to make money, because given the amount of views she gets on her channel, $150,000 is probably more than her channel's ever made. So where she gets this number, I just don't know. I've implored Carl to countersue and try and recover some of these funds, but the way the US legal system works, it's sometimes difficult, right? That's a whole different trial. Now you have to go back, you have to spend more money on lawyer fees to try and countersue for lost wages, and most people, they're not up to it after surviving a lawsuit. I've been through things like this before and they are hell. So if you would consider helping his legal fund, I've seen that he set a goal of $40,000 and he's just over that now, but certainly he's already $30,000 in, and in the off case that he loses this, it would be a disaster for the content creator community at large based on the precedent it would set, but it would also be another very large sum of money. So I'm going to donate some to it. Geez, it seems like we're fighting this fight, but I mean, look what we did with Count Dankula's lawsuit. He is now fully funded and he's going to be able to fight this. Sargon will be able to fight this, and this may be tried here in the United States too. So you US residents maybe don't jump too far, like, I keep sending my money to the UK. Although I kind of feel that way. I've dealt more in pounds in the last month than I have in my entire life. But this is an important fight. This is a man that is a man of honor, and I'm hoping that people will consider at least spreading awareness or considering backing for whatever amount they might deem comfortable. I'm going to continue to work on my set. I've got some new ideas planned, although maybe this like super minimalistic look might actually work. It's hard to say. I'm more of someone who likes to set kind of crazy stuff up in the background and do all sorts of different things, but I thought it was time for the quartering to get its own set. It's grown its own legs. A lot of you are becoming repeat watchers and fans, and I want to give you a unique look, not to share my gaming channel's set of unsleeved media. So I'm kind of hodgepodging lighting together, and I have this camera I'm going to use, and I think overall it's going to look pretty good and it's going to be pretty spicy. I've got a wedding to do tomorrow as a newly ordained minister, so I'll be planning to work on that tonight, and I hope that you will consider at least checking out the GoFundMe and sharing it. So we'll keep fighting the good fight, and we'll talk to you again real soon.